Hare Krishna. We'll start with Gita Dhyanam for today's class. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavat Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhya Mahabharatam अद्वैतमृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवदेशिनीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णा प्रज्वलितो ज्ञानमाया प्रदीपा प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतं दुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दना पार्थो वत्सु सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वासुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु. Okay, so we'll start with chapter 9 today and we'll end the class till chapter 10. So let's start. Sri Bhagwan said, "To you who are devoid of the carping spirit, I shall now unfold the most secret knowledge of Nirgun Brahma along with the knowledge of manifest divinity." Nirgun Brahma, he means the unmanifest, the abstract divinity, reality, knowing which you shall be free from the evil of worldly existence. So, this worldly existence you can get clear of either by the formless God or the God with form. Anyway, just get to the divine and get rid of the suffering of the world. This knowledge of both the Nirgun and the Sagun, which is the formless and God with form, is a sovereign science, a sovereign secret, supremely holy, most excellent, directly enjoyable, attended with virtue, very easy to practice, and imperishable. Arjuna, people having no faith in this dharma, failing to reach me, continue to revolve in the path of the world of birth and death. People who don't have faith in this knowledge, in this dharma, they fail to reach God and they continue with their cycle of birth and death. Like they're born again and again, which is quite pointless to be frank. The whole of this universe is permeated by me as well as unmanifest divinity, like ice by water, and all beings dwell on the idea within me. But really speaking, I am not present in them. So, though this entire creation is within the God, within divinity, but God is saying that I am not present in each one of them. All those beings abide not in me, but behold the wonderful power of my divine yoga, though the sustainer and creator of beings, myself in reality dwell not in those beings. So, since they are originating from Krishna, Krishna is saying that I am not in them. Like Krishna is not affected by what those beings are doing or what they are experiencing. Just as the extensive air, which is moving everywhere, ever remains in ether, likewise know that all beings who have originated from my sankalpa abide in me. So everything is coming from the source, which is Krishna. Arjuna, during the final dissolution, all beings enter my Prakriti, and at the beginning of creation, I send them forth again. Like when the D day, the judgment day comes, the final day, the destruction of the universe happens, then all the beings which are there, they come back to God. And when the creation happens again at the start of the universe, then they come forth into existence from that same divinity, from that same reality, which is God or Krishna. Wielding my nature, I procreate again and again, according to their respective karmas, all this multitude of beings subject to the sway of their own nature. So, depending upon the karmas and the nature of those beings, they are placed into the creation accordingly by God Himself. Arjuna, those actions, however, do not bind me. Unattached as I am to such actions and standing apart, as it were. So Krishna is saying that since he does all this, this does not bind Krishna, or he is not attached to these actions. Arjuna, under my aegis, nature brings forth the whole creation. Under Krishna's control, nature brings forth the whole of creation, consisting of both sentient and insentient beings, like beings which have sense power and which do not have senses. It is due to this cause that the wheel of samsara is going round. Samsara means the world. Not knowing my supreme nature, fools deride me, the overlord of the entire creation, who have assumed the human form. That is to say, they take me, who have appeared in human form through my yogmaya for deliverance of the world, as an ordinary mortal. Like the fools who do not know the supreme reality, who do not know about Krishna, they think that he is just an ordinary human, whereas he is someone who is the lord of the entire creation, has taken a human form for bringing rightful order to the world. Those bewildered persons with vain hopes, futile actions, and fruitless knowledge have embraced a fiendish, demonical, and delusive nature. On the other hand, Arjuna, great souls who have embraced the divine nature, knowing me as the prime source of all beings and imperishable eternal, worship me constantly with one pointedness of mind. Constantly chanting my names and glories and striving for my realization and bowing again and again to me, those devotees of firm resolve, ever united with me through meditation, worship me with single minded devotion. Others who follow the path of knowledge betake themselves to me through yagya of knowledge, worshipping me in my absolute formless aspect as one with themselves, while still others worship me in my universal form in many ways, taking me to be diverse in many fold celestial forms. There are many ways of worshipping God. Some people worship God as one with themselves, which is known as Aham Brahmasmi, or I am the creator, I am the God. So, which is becoming one with the God Himself. Others worship God as the entire universe, like they see divinity in everything and anything. So there are many different ways of worshipping God, is what Krishna is saying here. I am the Vedic ritual, I am the sacrifice, I am the offering to the departed, I am the herbage and food grains, I am the sacred mantra, I am the clarified butter, I am the sacred fire, I am the act of offering oblations into the fire. Everything that is given in the scriptural injunctions, Krishna is saying that only I am present in everything. The reason for that is Krishna. That particular thing is Krishna, and everything is Krishna. I am the sustainer and ruler of this universe, its father, mother, grandfather, the one worth knowing, the purifier, the sacred syllable Om, and Rigved, Yajurved, Samved. I am the supreme goal, sustainer, Lord, witness, abode, refuge, well wisher, seeking no return, origin and end, resting place, storehouse to which all beings return at the time of universal destruction, and the imperishable seed. I radiate heat as the sun, hold back as well as send forth showers. I am immortality as well as death. I am being and also non being. Those who perform action with some interested motive, as laid down in these Vedas, and drink the sap of Soma plant, have thus been purged of sin, worshipping me through sacrifices, seek access to heaven, attaining Indra's paradise. Indra is the god of heaven. As a result of these virtuous deeds, they enjoy the celestial pleasures of gods in heaven. So people who live their life according to the Vedas, according to the scriptures, so they get rid of their sins and they worship Krishna with sacrifices, with spiritual practices. They seek access to heaven, which is the higher plane of existence above earth. Then they attain that place because of their virtuous deeds, and they enjoy the pleasures of gods in heaven. Having enjoyed the extensive heaven world, they return to this world of mortals on the stock of their merits being exhausted. So, but people who are going to heaven, they have a certain quota of merits. Like it is a currency that all the good deeds that you're doing becomes a currency in heaven. Now, when you exhaust that, when your money is finished in the bank, then you are sent back to this mortal world, which is earth. So this is what he's saying. Having enjoyed the extensive heaven world, they return to this world of mortals on the stock of their merits being exhausted, thus devoted to the ritual with interested motive, recommended by the Vedas as the means of attaining heavenly bliss and seeking worldly enjoyments, they repeatedly come and go. So, people who have the expectation of rewards of their action, like people who are doing what they're doing with an interested motive uh, behind it of the fruit of their result, they are repeatedly coming and going from earth to heaven, heaven to earth. The devotees, however, who loving no one else, constantly think of me and worship me in a disinterested spirit, to those ever united in thought with me, I bring full security and personally attend to their needs. Now, however, uh, those devotees who are worshipping Krishna only without the expectation of result of whatever they are doing, their only motive of life is to worship Krishna, to be united with Krishna. Krishna is saying that I bring full security to them and personally attend to their needs. So it's a beautiful word, Yogshyam Vahamyam, which means that whatever Krishna's devotee is not having, Krishna provides for that, and whatever that devotee has is worth holding to, Krishna protects that particular thing as well. So the devotee does not need to worry about his needs, about whatever he possesses. He does not need to worry about the loss of that if he engages in devotional worship of Krishna. Arjuna, even those devotees who, endowed with faith, worship other gods, worship me alone, though with a mistaken approach. So people who are worshipping other gods as well, by gods he means demigods. So they are also worshipping Krishna, but their approach is a little mistaken. Like they are not directly approaching the supreme God. Like for example, if you have to say get some work done in a particular organization, so there are different ways of getting that done. You could even ask the clerk to do that, or you can directly approach the boss. So Krishna is saying that if you have access to the supreme person in the organization or in this universe, then why to approach people at the lower level of things? So that is not a very good approach to be if you directly have access to the highest. I am the enjoyer and also the Lord of all sacrifices, but they who do not know me in reality as the supreme deity, they fall. That is, return to life on earth. Those who are votaries of gods go to gods. Those who are votaries of mains reach the mains. By mains, he means the ancestors. Those who adore the spirits reach the spirits, and those who worship me come to me alone. That is why my devotees are no longer subject to birth and death. So only devotion is not enough here. He's saying that if you the point is that who are you devoted to? If you are devoted to gods or demigods, then you go to the planes of those gods who have divinity, but there's a limited aspect to them. Those who are worshipping their ancestors, then they go to the ancestral planes. Depending upon the karmas of the ancestors, they enjoy the plane in which their ancestors are living after death. Those who are adoring the spirits, which is the lower beings, they go to those realms, and those who worship Krishna, they come to Krishna. Whosoever offers me with love a leaf, a flower, a fruit, a water, I appear in person before that selfless devotee of sinless mind and delightfully partake of that article offered by him with love. So Krishna is saying that even if you are offering a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or even water, then Krishna is just looking at your emotion behind it. If you are lovingly offering that to Krishna, then Krishna says that he delightfully comes and he takes that from the devotee. Arjuna, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer as oblation to the sacred fire, whatever you bestow as a gift, whatever you do by way of penance, offer all of that to me. So, whatever actions we are performing, the idea is to offer everything to Krishna and he will take care of the rest. With your mind thus established in the yoga of renunciation, renunciation is offering all the actions to God. You will be freed from the bondage of action in the form of good and evil results. Thus, freed from them, you will attain me. So, we have to free ourselves from the good deeds as well as the bad deeds, and the way to do that is to offer all of our actions and their results to Krishna. That will make us free. And he is saying that I am equally present in all beings. There is none hateful or dear to me. They, however, who devoutly worship me, abide in me, and I too stand revealed to them. So Krishna is saying that Krishna is not biased or he's not partial with anyone. He's equally present in everyone. But people who are devoted to Krishna, who love him, Krishna reveals himself to them. So there's a saying by the great sage Tulsi Das. राम ही केवल प्रेम प्यारा, जान लिया सो जान निहारा, हरि व्यापक सर्वत्र समाना, प्रेम ते प्रगटे सोई में जाना. Which means that the God or Ram is only interested in loving devotion, is only interested in the love of his devotees. And the second one, Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana, which is directly related to this one, which Krishna is saying, that God is present everywhere equally. Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana, Prem te pragte sohi mein jana. But even if it's everywhere, even if divinity is everywhere, only the love of a devotee manifests that divinity into God. Even if the vilest sinner worships me with exclusive devotion, he should be regarded as a saint, for he has rightly resolved, which is he's positive in his belief that there is nothing like devotional worship of God. So even if you are the greatest sinner in the world, you have done all the bad deeds and everything, but if you take up the devotional worship of God, then Krishna is saying that you should be regarded as a saint because you have made the right resolve, you are moving in the right direction. Speedily he becomes virtuous and attains abiding peace. Know it for certain, Arjuna, that my devotee never perishes. So that sinner also will become virtuous very quickly. And Krishna is saying that if someone has become a devotee of Krishna, then he will never perish. He will never fall down from his position. Arjuna, women, Vaishyas, Shudras, as well as those of impious birth, whoever they may be, take refuge in me, they too attain the supreme goal. So doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, which class you have, which caste you have, which gender you have. He's saying that if you take up worship of Krishna, if you take refuge in God, you will reach the same supreme goal, which is there for everyone. How much more then if they be holy Brahmins and royal sages devoted to me? So if you are Brahmanas or if you are sages, then nothing to talk about you. You will definitely get the supreme goal if you are worshipping Krishna. Therefore, having obtained this joyless and transient human life, constantly worship me. So since we are all in this mortal plane of existence, in this transient human life, which is very quickly going towards death, and it's totally joyless. There's no juice in this life. So you should constantly worship God for your bliss, satisfaction, knowledge, truth, and contentment. Fix your mind on me, be devoted to me, worship me, and make obeisance to me. Thus, linking yourself with me and entirely depending on me, you shall come to me. So just meditate on Krishna, be devoted to Krishna, worship Him, link yourself with Krishna in every way, depend totally on Krishna and no one else, and you shall reach God. So, this brings us to the end of the ninth chapter, which was known as Yoga of Sovereign Science and the Sovereign Secret. Now, we'll come to the 10th chapter. Sri Bhagwan said, Arjuna, hear once again my supreme word, which I shall speak to you who are so loving out of solicitude for your welfare. Neither gods nor the great sages know the secret of my birth, for I am the prime cause in all respects of gods as well as of the great seers. So Krishna is saying that he is the prime cause for everything, and neither the gods nor the sages or anyone else know the secret of Krishna's birth. He who knows me in reality as birthless and without beginning and as the supreme Lord of the universe, he, undiluted among men, is purged of all sins. Someone who gets to know the reality about God, he is freed from all the sins, which reminds me of another chopai by Tulsidas. It says, Sanmukh hoye jeev mohe jabhi janam koti agnash hi tabhi, which means that uh, if someone uh, goes towards God's, if someone is coming towards God, then all of his sins are washed away by God. Reason, right knowledge, unclouded understanding, forbearance, veracity, control over the senses and mind, joy and sorrow, evolution and dissolution, fear and fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, contentment, austerity, charity, fame and obloquy. These diverse traits of creatures emanate from me alone. So all these qualities are coming from Krishna and Krishna alone. The seven great seers, who are known as Saptarishis in the Hindu system, there are four elders who are the Sanaka brothers, and the 14 Manus, which are the 14 prime human beings or progenitors of mankind, which are the Manus, such as Swayambhu and his successors, who were all devoted to me, were born of my will. For them, all these creatures in the world have descended. So, every creature in this world has descended either from the seven great seers or the Saptarishis, the four elders, which is the Sanakadi Rishis, or the 14 Manus. He who knows in reality this supreme divine glory and supernatural power of mind gets established in me through unfaltering devotion. Of this, there is no doubt. So, someone who gets to know about the grandness and greatness of Krishna, his glory and his supernatural power, then the natural reaction for that person is to be devoted to Krishna. I am the source of all creation, and everything in the world moves because of me. Knowing thus, the wise, full of devotion, constantly worship me. With their minds fixed on me and their lives surrendered to me, conversing and enlightening one another about my glories, my devotees ever remain contented and take delight in me. So, the devotees of God have a nature of being fixated on Krishna, being surrendered to Krishna, and always conversing and talking about Krishna with each other about his glories, his form, his names, his pastimes, and so on and so forth. On those ever united through meditation with me and worshipping me with love, I confer that yoga of wisdom by which they come to me. So, people who are united with Krishna in meditation and worship Him with love, Krishna confers the yoga of wisdom. That is, He brings knowledge to that person by which he can come to Krishna. In order to bestow my compassion on them, I, dwelling in their hearts, dispel their darkness, born of ignorance, by the illuminating lamp of knowledge. Arjuna said, You are the transcendental eternal, the supreme abode and the greatest purifier. All the seers speak of you as the eternal divine Purusha, the primal deity, unborn and all pervading. Likewise, speak the celestial sage Narada, the sages Asita and Devala, and the great sage Vyasa, and yourself to proclaim this to me. So he's saying that everyone is talking about you, that you are the supreme cause, and you yourself are saying that you are the supreme being. So, Krishna, I believe as true all that you tell me. Neither demons nor gods are aware of your manifestations. O creator of beings, O ruler of creatures, God of gods, Lord of the universe, O supreme Purusha, you alone know what you are by yourself. So he's saying that neither the gods nor the demons know about you, only you and you know that who you are. Therefore, you alone can describe in full your divine glories, whereby you pervade all these worlds. So, Arjuna is asking Krishna to tell him about the glories, about the divine glories of the Lord. O Master of Yoga, through what process of continuous meditation shall I know you? And in what particular forms, O Lord, are you to be meditated upon by me? So, Krishna, tell me once more in detail your power of yoga and your glory, for I know no satiety in hearing your nectar like words. So, Krishna is like that bumblebee who is not able to get enough of the flower's juice. So, he's asking uh, Krishna that he wants to hear about his glories. So, to which Krishna says, Arjuna, now I shall tell you my prominent divine glories, for there is no limit to my manifestations. Arjuna, I am the universal self seated in the hearts of all beings. So I alone am the beginning, the middle, and also the end of all beings. I am Vishnu among the 12 sons of Aditi. Aditi is a divine goddess, the creator. She has 12 sons who are gods, all gods. And Krishna says that he is Vishnu among those 12 sons and the radiant sun among the luminaries. Among all luminous objects, Krishna is the sun. I am the glow of the Maruts. Maruts are the 49 wind gods, and the moon, the lord of stars. So, among all the stars, Krishna is saying that he is the moon. Among the Vedas, I am the Samved. So, there are four Vedas. So, Krishna is saying he is Samved among those four Vedas. Four Vedas are basically scriptures of knowledge, the most ancient text available to mankind. So, Samveda contains all the hymns and songs about the gods. So, Krishna is Samveda among the Vedas. Among the gods, I am Indra. So, among all the demigods, Krishna is saying that he is the king of heaven, who is Indra. Among the organs of perception, that is, among the sense organs, I am the mind. And I am the consciousness in living beings. Among the 11 Rudras, I am Shiva. So there are 11 gods of destruction. So Krishna is saying that he is Shiva among them. Among the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of Riches, which is Kuber. So there's a category of beings called Yakshas, and there's another one called Rakshasas. So among those beings, Krishna is saying that he is Kuber, who is the god of prosperity, riches, money, wealth. Among the eight Vasus, I am the god of fire. So there's another category of beings which is considered to be even higher than the demigods, so which is the Vasus. So Krishna is saying that he is the god of fire among those Vasus. And among the mountains, I am the Meru. So Meru is another great mountain in the universe. So Krishna is saying he is Meru among the mountains. Among the priests, know me to be their chief, Brihaspati. Brihaspati is the divine heavenly priest. Among warrior chiefs, I am Skanda. Skanda is the general of the god's army. And among the reservoirs of water, I am the ocean. Among the great seers, I am Bhrigu. Among words, I am the sacred syllable Om. Among sacrifices, I am the sacrifice of Japa. Japa is basically muttering of sacred formulas or names. So Krishna is saying among all spiritual practices, he is Japa. And among the immovables, the Himalayas. So Krishna is also the Himalayas among the immovable objects. Among all trees, I am Ashwat, which is the holy fig tree, also known as people in Hindi. Among the celestial sages, Narada. Among the Gandharvas, who are the celestial musicians, Krishna is Chitrarath among the Gandharvas. Among the Siddhas, I am the sage Kapila. So Kapila is also an incarnation of the Lord. So he's saying among the established beings, which are the Siddhas, he is Kapila. Among the horses, know me to be the celestial horse, Ucha, celestial horse, whose name is Uchoshrava, Ucheshrava, begotten of the churning of the ocean along with nectar. Among mighty elephants, Krishna is Eravat. Eravat is the elephant of Indra. And among men, the king. So he is king amongst men. Among weapons, I am the thunderbolt, which is called Vajra, which is Indra's weapon. So, so if he's saying that he's thunderbolt, then we can link Indra to be uh, an alter ego of the Greek god Zeus, because Zeus's weapon is also thunderbolt. So there's some similarity between the Hindu and Greek mythology. Among cows, I am the celestial cow, Kamdhenu. I am the sexual desire which leads to procreation. Among serpents, I am Vasuki. So there's a category of snakes called serpents or sarp in Hindi. So Krishna is saying he's Vasuki among those. And Vasuki is the serpent of Lord Shiva. He hangs them around his neck. Among Nagas, Nagas is another category of snakes. I am the serpent god Ananta. So Ananta is the great god Balaram. Balaram is who is the elder brother of Krishna. Uh, that particular form is also Ananta, which is holding the entire universe. The gravitational force is basically coming from Ananta. So Krishna is saying that he is Ananta among those Nagas, which is a category of snakes. And I am Varuna, the lord of aquatic creatures. So the lord of the ocean or the water bodies is Varuna. So Krishna is saying, I am also Varuna. Among the males, I am Aryama. Males are the ancestors. So he is Aryama among the males. And among rulers, I am Yama. Yama is the god of hellish planets, the one who provides judgment for the sinners, the god of death. So he is saying that he is Yama among those rulers. Among the Daityas, Daityas is also a category of beings who are living in the lower planes of existence. And the great devotee, Prahlad. Prahlad is a great devotee of the Lord. There's a whole story about Prahlad, who came in Satyuga, which is the very ancient age. And calculators, and of calculators, I am time. Among quadrupeds, I am the lion, like the people with the beings with four legs. He's the lion. And among birds, I am Garuda. Garuda is similar to eagle, who is also. So Krishna is saying that among all the birds, he is Garuda. Among purifiers, I am the wind. Among wielders of arms, I am Sri Ram. Among all those who have weapons with them, Krishna is saying that he is Sri Ram. Among fishes, I am the shark. And among streams or rivers, I am the holy Ganges or Ganga. Arjuna, I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all creation. Of all knowledge, I am the knowledge of the soul, which is metaphysics. Among disputants, I am the right type of discussion. So, among all the debates and the noise, Krishna is saying that he is the right kind of discussion. Among the sounds represented by the various letters, I am A. A is A, the first letter of the alphabets. Of the different kinds of compounds in grammar, I am the copulative compound. So I'm not very good with grammar, so I don't know what a copulative compound means. However, I am verily the endless time. I am the sustainer of all, having my face on all sides. I am the all destroying death that annihilates all, and the origin of all that are to be born. Of feminine qualities, I am Kirti, which is glory, Shri, which is prosperity, Vak, which is the quality of speech, Smriti, which is memory, Medha, intelligence, Dhriti, fortitude, and Shama, which is forgiveness. Dhriti, fortitude means resilience, patience, strength. Okay. Likewise, among the Shrutis that can be sung, I am the variety known as Brat Sam, while among the Vedic hymns, I am the hymn known as Gayatri. Gayatri is the Gayatri mantra, which is quite famous in India. Again, among the 12 months of the Hindu calendar, I am the month known as Margshish. Margshish is a month which is approximately correspondent with November or December of the English calendar. And among the 6 seasons, I am the spring season. So basically, everything that's beautiful, everything that is glorious is Krishna. And gambling among deceitful practices. So, even in deceitful practices, Krishna is saying that he is present there as gambling. So, to all the gamblers, this is some good news that you will discover. And the glory of the glorious. I am the victory of the victorious, the resolve of the resolute, the goodness of the good. I am Krishna among Vrishnis. So he stands here as the supreme being right now, and he says that he is Krishna among his race of family, which is Vrishnis. Arjuna among the sons of Pandu. So to Arjuna, he is saying that Krishna is Arjuna among the five Pandavas. Vyasa among the sages. So among all the sages, he is the great sage Ved Vyas who has compiled the Mahabharata, and the sage Shukracharya among the wise. So among all wise people, he is the sage Shukracharya, who is a guru of Daityas. I am the subduing power of rulers. I am righteousness or rightful order in those who seek to conquer. of things to be kept secret. I am the custodian in the form of reticence, and I am the wisdom of the wise. Arjuna, I am even that which is the seed of all life, for there is no creature moving or unmoving which can exist without me. Arjuna, there is no limit to my divine manifestations. This is only a brief description of me, of the extent of my glory. Krishna is saying that he is totally limitless in terms of his manifestations. This is just a brief description which he is explaining to Arjuna. Every such being as is glorious, brilliant, and powerful, know that to be a part manifestation of my glory. So everything you come across as glorious, brilliant, or powerful, just know that it is a part manifestation of the God or Krishna. Or what will you gain by knowing all this in detail, Arjuna? Suffice it to say that I hold this entire universe by a fraction of my yogic power. Krishna is saying, what all are we discussing here? What will you get to know about all this? Just understand that this entire universe is being held by a fraction of Krishna's yogic power. So, this brings us to an end of chapter 10, which was called the Yoga of Divine Glories. We'll end the class here with a closing prayer. त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्युर्मुक्षीर्मामृतात्. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.